Let's talk about this last episode of Life After Lockup with Joey and Kim. They decided to go see a lawyer, and when they were walking into the lawyer's office, Joey was gripping onto his vape for dear life. One thing I noticed about this man is in every video that Kim puts of him on social media, he's always holding on to that thing for dear life. Maybe that's why he sounds the way he does when he talks. But then they even showed, like, in a future episode at the end of this episode, that he starts like puking and getting sick, and then Kim's talking about, oh, I think he might be using again. And as a former heroin user, back when I used to go through withdrawals, my voice, and not my voice, but my throat would get so freaking scratchy. It was like an itch that would not go away. And that's what it kind of seemed like Joey was going through in this preview for a future episode. Or maybe he was hacking like that from vaping so much. You know, if you have to go everywhere with a vape in your hand or wear a vape around your neck like a necklace, then you might just have a vaping problem. So they end up going and sitting down with this lawyer, and Kim wants to figure out if right now is a good time to buy a house, which I've said it time and time again. I don't think this is a good time at all. I think she's rushing full steam ahead without really giving Joey time to prove himself. And the man hasn't even got a job yet you're trying to buy a house with the man. It just doesn't make much sense to me, and I really hope she doesn't put his name on the deed. So she's asking the lawyer, look, if we get a house, is there a chance that my husband can come get it because I'm still currently married? And the lawyer wasn't really telling Kim what she wanted to hear. Kim wanted to hear, oh, don't worry, he can't do that. But the lawyer was like, yeah, that's a possibility. I mean, it's a great area, but it still could happen with him still being your husband. I don't see it happening, but it could still happen. Then Kimberly really wanted to get to the bottom of things, and she asked the lawyer, okay, well, you know, I was with my ex and he ended up cheating on me, and before I got with my ex, I was hooking up with Joey right here, and there's a possibility that my son could be Joey's, but I have been receiving $2,500 a month in child support from my child's father. And I was like, Kimberly, girl, if I was you, I would be taking that secret to the grave, because I know there is no way in hell that Joey is about to even come close to giving you $2,500 for the kids. And Kimberly was like, so is there a chance that if the kid's his, that he could come after me for all the money that he's paid me? And they're like, well, you know, it is a possibility. And Joey, he just thinks it's nothing. He's like, oh, don't worry. We'll just put him on we'll just do a little payment plan and pay him $10 a month. Which, I mean, Joey, you can't even afford $10 a month at this point when you don't even have a job. And I've been trying to figure out how Kimberly had money on her debit card for Joey to spend $1,700 on rims, and for her to have this house, and for her to have the lifestyle that she has on a teacher's assistant wage at $15 an hour. Because back when I used to make that much, I was living paycheck to paycheck. But somehow Kimberly's living pretty lavish for a teacher's assistant. But now it all makes sense due to her ex giving her that much in child support. And if he's giving her that much in child support, that's only a small percentage of what he's making. So you know that guy's got to be making bank. Another thing I noticed in this episode is how Joey kept going on and on about the fact that he's Kim's first relationship where she's been loyal so far. He's like, she's cheated on every single ex that she's had, and she claims she left her ex because he cheated on her. But Joey's saying that it sounds like Kim could have been the one that possibly cheated on her ex first, and then he went and got revenge. That's just how it sounds to me, if he's claiming that she's been unfaithful to everybody else. If I was Kimberly, I would just be like, Joey, we can take a DNA test on the down low, but we are not about to do this on national TV. I'm not about to lose all my child support like that, because that is a lot of money. But I mean, really, at the end of the day, she should be doing what's right and letting him know. I mean, just imagine if he does find out after all this money he has sent her and cuts her off. She'll be in a really rough place. Maybe that's why she is doing this show, in case the child is Joey's, and if she does get cut off from the child support, then she'll at least have something to fall back on. Now, I just want to go on a little bit of a rant. I'm not going to lie. I have not been happy with this season one bit. I feel like almost every episode is a filler episode. I have a hard time really getting into it. There's really not much that's memorable. Like, I struggle to even make recaps because I'm like, damn, the show isn't even entertaining. How am I supposed to make this recap entertaining? And a lot of people just like their storylines are just being dragged out so long. Like, how long are we going to drag out this whole baby storyline and the fact that Justine is putting her life in danger by having another kid, even though she was fully aware when she had her kid last time, when she had Manhattan, she knew the risk, and she's just playing dumb to all of it, and I think it's all for TV. And a lot of people feel the same way. I went to the Love After Lockup Instagram and looked at a recent video that they had posted about Justine and Michael, and all the comments were extremely negative. The people feel like Justine and Michael's storyline is extremely played out, and I feel like a lot of storylines this season are, especially Michael and Justine's, like Kirok and Brittany, Louis, Melissa's. The last season of Life After Lockup was pretty boring too, but at this point, I would much rather see Lindsay and Blaine or Sarah and Sean than the people we've been seeing this season. So someone commented under this video of Justine and Michael and said, okay, their storyline is lame. They're acting like she's dying tomorrow. And I 100% agree, because yes, it's a risk, but they are just over dramatizing this way too much and just going on and on about it. And I mean, they're both grown adults. They knew the risk going into this, and I do not buy that the doctors did not warn her after they had their last baby or before they had her. And then someone else commented and they said, okay, it feels like everything is so staged. Like, she purposely got pregnant to get on the show because the shoe and wrap businesses failed, so they needed money. Now mom has to move in, making more BS drama. It's just so boring and predictable. And that's one thing I've noticed, like with this season especially, when things start to get stale with the cast members, that's when they call in the mamas to stir things up, like with Zaria and Troy, and now with Michael and Justine. I think Adrian makes a good point, because that's one of my favorite parts about a storyline, is when I don't know what's going to happen next. But when it's just predictable, it's like, okay, if I know what's going to happen next, then what's the point of even watching? Then someone else said, I'm not trying to say anything to me, but having kids is not a sport, and there's no way that you can convince me that you can afford all of them kids. Then someone else said, so is their storyline going to be about her getting pregnant every season? And that's what it's starting to feel like. It's like they think, okay, as long as we get another baby, then that's another guaranteed season. And someone else said, I like them, but their storyline is getting off track. That's not what the original fans of the show are here for. That's what I love about reading the comments sometimes, because I feel like people can just explain what I'm thinking so much better. And someone else said, they need to remove these people, stop recycling. And someone else said, these two are not interesting, although I was intrigued by their lack of furniture. And someone said, so sick of watching their constant irresponsibility. It's not in the least bit entertaining. It doesn't help that Justine and Michael are not very good actors. Neither are Brittany or Kirok. I think the producers thought, okay, we got Brittany and she can cry on command, so she can really sell the viewers a storyline. But here's the thing, we can see right through that BS and see that her little fake crying and throwing like cups of coffee on the ground outside of her PO office and her little fake rage. I can tell that it's just all cap and she's just amping it up for the cameras, especially Kurok trying to act like he was upset in this last episode. I'm like, man, where do they get these people? Like, I could find better actors on Tubi, for real. But that is it for this video, guys. Let me know what you guys think about everything in the comments below. I'm sure I'll be complaining more about this episode in this season in a future video because I still have a lot more to say, and I definitely want to go and look up more comments and see what other people are having to say about other couples on top of that. But let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Give this video a thumbs up. Check out my lashes at AccordingtoAmber.com. Give it, and I already said that, and thank you so much for watching.